Hello, I'm Joachim Duplessis. Welcome to the HTS Epoll. It's your opportunity to weigh in on the most pressing issues of the day. The Jamaican man accused of murder in Saint Lucia has twice escaped custody, once from a local police station after the main detention facility was destroyed in 2020, and again after fleeing to Jamaica. Apprehended in the U.S. on a gun charge and now in ICE custody, Saint Lucian authorities seek his extradition. But his history of evading law enforcement has raised concerns about the nation's capacity to securely detain him. However, authorities are expressing confidence in the Bordelais Correctional Facility, with newly rebuilt custody suites slated to be commissioned on May 23rd, the 5-year anniversary of the previous facility's destruction. So we asked, do you think St. Lucia will be able to effectively manage the detention of the Jamaican murderer accused upon his potential extradition? We took to the streets to get your opinion, and here's what you had to say.
I believe Saint Lucia can handle his detention because, although he's a notorious guy, I believe that Saint Lucia has put measures in place to handle people like this. For example, we have the custody suites that will be open in 2-3 weeks. We have the Bordelais Correctional Facility to handle these guys. So I think, yes, the Saint Lucia can handle them.
Yes, I think Saint Lucia can handle it, but I'm a bit concerned because he has connections. I think something needs to be investigated. I'm afraid and I'm concerned because custody suites will be opening soon, and there's the Bordelais Correctional Facility.
So, il y a mes week-ends pour mes nains descendre pour aller pour toutes ces charges là hier. Cette ici ça handle ça. Cette ici petit, mais cette ici n'est pas power pour handle rien qui vient.
No, I don't think so at all. I think the place is we should leave him up there and give him his punishment where it is. Because if you bring him in Saint Lucia, it will be nothing good.
If you commit the crime, you have to pay the price. So my point is that they're supposed to hold him in custody, and I believe that the government can handle him. All they have to do is just monitor this guy, that's all. But we can accept him.
If he come with any kind of bad intention, bad vibes into the country, all we have to do is put him in a little box. You know, cause it's like we disparaging our government if we say we cannot handle criminals. No, we can handle these criminals. No matter what connections we have, we just have to cut all connections. I mean, I'm not saying there is not there's always room for change and room for better in our correctional facility. But yes, indeed, we could handle him. Yes, Saint Lucia could handle him. Put him in a box and show the key.
I saw this article over the weekend and I read it, and that was my first question as well. Can Saint Lucia manage his detention? And for me, this is not a question on the ability of the police force to do their work, but really the fact that he escaped in Saint Lucia. He has really been evading the police in so many states, in more than one country, for so long, and so it is a concern to me. But I guess if everything else, where there is a will, there is a way. And so I do hope that things are put in place for when he's extradited back to Saint Lucia to serve his time.
I think they can. I mean, the present administration headed by Philip J. we're given a mandate to run the country, and no matter what challenges that come our way, they will be managed, and that is inclusive of the security of the country. So I do believe that the police force is ready to implement whatever measures we have to do to actually secure the country, even in that situation.
No, not at all. Monsieur Banzo Saraba is just not advice. Kite Monsieur Koya, because si Monsieur escape escape Jamaica, if we have a Koya la, you still be gonna la Monsieur. So by the criminals are coming even true munitia. But the guys say it's a task force. Kite Monsieur Koya. Yeah, well, that's something that I'm very, very, very concerned about, for the safety of the Saint Lucian citizens. The citizens of Saint Lucia, we have to be careful.
I am concerned because he escaped in the first place in Saint Lucia. Although natural justice and the universe has returned him, but I am hoping that with him coming back, they would recognize that he is a person of interest, if you will, a criminal of interest, if you will. And whoever allowed him to escape in the first place, They need to investigate and find out how he was allowed to leave Saint Lucia, how he was allowed to escape the police station in Saint Lucia to leave, and he has got to be held in solitary confinement until his trial. Because hey, you do the crime, you've got to do the time, and he must be taken really good care of in terms of ensuring that the person who he killed gets their justice from the justice system.
Now to our new discussion. The Saint Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival, a cornerstone of the island's cultural calendar, has traditionally drawn visitors to established venues. However, recent years have seen a push to expand the festival's reach. This expansion aims to engage a broader spectrum of the local population. A key strategy in this effort involves the decentralization of performances. The recent Jazz Aviage concert in Micoud exemplifies this approach. This event showcased the potential of community-based jazz experiences. Similar concerts are being planned in communities across St. Lucia. The intention is to make the festival more accessible to everyday citizens. So we ask, do you believe more community-based concerts will enhance the Saint Lucia Jazz Festival's overall appeal and impact? Remember, our Epoll team is always on the go to get your responses as well. Watch the HTS News Force from 7 p.m. for the results and a new discussion.